Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with more This Week in Kyrix. This is Wednesday, July 8th, 2020. And, today's been a pretty busy day. Apparently, I've been on the ground this whole time. What the hell was I doing last week? I don't even remember. I was obviously leading the tribe somewhere. I think we were in the process of getting back home. That honestly sounds about right. So, I actually missed work yesterday. I didn't want to, but I did get my new bike in December. That's good. But basically yesterday at about 9:20 in the morning, for reference, my first alarm tends to go off at 10 o'clock, then 11:30, then 12:25, and my last one at 12:50. And they're not all wake-up alarms, although I will use all the way up to 12:25 as a wake-up alarm. But I woke up basically a half an hour before normal. And, oh, we aren't? No, we're not home, huh? Yeah, we're home, okay. So maybe I don't have the tribe with me. That's right, I think I was going to do evolution stuff last time. I don't know. See, the problem is, in addition to this, I'm also recording something for a very special kind of Let's Play, and the two playthroughs are mixing up in my head. So anyway, I need a spare. This would be better. So anyway, I wake up at 9:30 or so in the morning, you know, a half hour before usual, for me. And I just feel horrible, like about as horrible as I'm capable of feeling. And I'm sitting here like I gotta pee, which is normal to wake up for. Let's be honest, we all have to pee and just wake up. That's typical shit. But my stomach was just not having anything. You know, it's just like, hi, I'm going to throw up, and you're going to deal with that. And I tried. I sat there for like maybe 10 minutes or so. And it wasn't happening, so I had to get up and throw up. You know? Didn't want to, kind of had to. But hey, it's over and done with. No big deal. So, I lay back down, get some more sleep, because I was exhausted, and, you know, throwing up kind of wears you out a little bit. If you do it right. Because, yeah, if you could just hork your guts up and then just go on with your day, you're a little too casual about that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need some silence here so I can listen for the eagle. And nail him when he comes to kill me. Assuming I didn't kill him already. I think I did. No, I hear him. I think. Is he dead? It's been 16 days. I can't have killed him that quickly, can I? Maybe I did. Shows what I fucking know. Yep, there's where I died. So anyway, you know, throw up, go back to sleep. Not a big deal. And, wake up, you know, 10 o'clock, or, no, what I did was I turned off the 10 and 11:30 alarms, just flat out, because I'd been up really late, and that puking didn't help, so I'm like, no, I'm gonna sleep till my maximum and be fine. 12:25 rolls around, I'm still tired, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got about an hour of PTO, so I will sleep until the 12:50 alarm, rush through all my morning prep shit, go to work a little late. Not a big deal. I've done it before. Matter of fact, 90% of the time, that's what PTO is for me. It's just, I'm going to use it to get a little extra sleep or do one extra chore or whatever. Probably annoys the boss, but it annoys him a lot more when I don't come in at all. You know? And I rarely have to skip more than a half an hour. And that first half an hour is generally busy work, you know what I mean? But 12:50 rolls around and suddenly my stomach's at it again. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And sure enough, stomach is just like, hey, remember what nausea feels like? Because you got it again. And yeah, after that, we're just done. I'm like, no, I have to call in. And it wasn't till almost 4 o'clock or maybe 4:30 that my stomach calmed down. Which means that by the time I got there, it would have been 5 o'clock. And yeah, truck would have been done. People would have already been in aisles. Everything's already assigned, and I've lost like a quarter of my day at that point. So what's the point of it, you know? So I just called out. Didn't do anything constructive that day. I did offer to go visit my friend since I was home anyway, but he's like, nah, I'm gonna hang out and relax. So we did our hangout today as planned. And I'm proud to announce, not that you're gonna hear about it with the way I upload these fucking things, I've done the Overcooked 1 and 2 solo game. And after that, I decided to go over to my friend's house, and we were going to play Overcooked anyway, but I basically asked him, hey, are you cool with recording this? He's like, I don't care. So we recorded Overcooked 1 co-op, worlds 1 through 5 out of 6. So we got a huge chunk of that game done. Just completely locked the fuck down. See his ass. I got him. Not that. Get to you in a minute. So anyway, oh, there's the Rise of the Tomb Raider done. Freebies finally came out today, so I have Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I think is the second part of the Tomb Raider game that I played blind on my channel. Hoping so, because then I'll play that as well, for obvious reasons. NBA 2K20, which I'm not going to play, to be honest, I'm not a basketball dude. And, Erica, which is apparently a visual novel style game, which I may or may not play for the channel, I don't know. But I have it. For some reason I ever find out, ooh, Erica's awesome, wish I'd done it, I can do it now. So, anyway, we recorded most of Overcooked, and that's cool. And I was trying really hard to push for at least the campaign mode done, and do the DLC another time, but shit happened, literally. He had to take a crap at the end of the day, and that took the rest of our time. You know? But, hey, we got a lot of shit done, and it will not be too terribly long before we get around. I can get over there again, and we will do the last 2 levels and the DLC shit. You know? So anyway, that's a thing. Also, I gotta actually download it, but Eisen has finally linked me the Baldur's Gate stuff that we did together as a group. So that will be going on my channel in the relatively near future. At this point, Overcooked 1 and 2 Solo are both uploaded completely. So they and my after-game review are all online. Not necessarily for immediate consumption, but they're online. Okay, now I got eyes on this fucking pig. Let's do this. Alright, Pumba, here comes Rafiki. And that's the final one, too. I'm gonna eat me some fucking pig. After I eat me some fucking leaves. Nom, 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 nom. So, on the plus side, my food stamps kicked in, and they are kicking in at an astonishing 194 again. So, apparently, they didn't reset me, so I just got boned one of the months, I guess. Because that fucking makes sense. I don't know, I might be a teensy bit bitter. But, so yeah, that's a thing. I've been playing a couple games online of Star Wars. When my check comes in, rather than wait on Skinner to get me the files, I am just going to flat out buy the Star Wars movies. Because I can apparently get access to the lot of them, 1 through 9, for about $10. So basically $1 a movie. And, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make my Let's Talk series. Because that's something that's kind of been a long time coming. I've been meaning to do that for about a couple weeks now. I've even skidded some spots of it in my head. For those who don't know, I've had an ongoing feud for the last 10 or 15 years. Not with an individual, but with a fandom, specifically the Star Wars fandom, specifically what I refer to as the movie casuals. What's a movie casual? A movie casual is the sort of fan who thinks that Star Wars is just movies. You know, there are lots of fans out there who just watch the movies and they know there's other Star Wars, but they don't care. Like, they know the books matter, but they don't read the books, and they know the comics matter and they don't read the comics. They know the TV shows matter and they don't watch them for whatever reason. But the movie casual thinks that the movies are all that there are. Like, only the movies matter. Like, nothing in the books matter, nothing in the comics, the video games, the TV shows matter. It's movies or nothing. And there's a severe problem with this, the first thing being it's not fucking true. There is so much more to Star Wars than just that. The movies make up the smallest, most insignificant portion of the canon, to the point where it's kind of ridiculous. I've likened it to watching the season premiere of a show and thinking you know the show. You know? You pick any show and just watch the season premiere, and you're not gonna have a fucking clue what's going on. You're like, this show's full of plot holes. I mean, come on. You know, how come in season 2 Ben Sisko was a commander, and then in season 3 he's a captain and he's got a ship with a cloaking device? You know? Which I think, to be fair, I think the Defiant might have debuted in a season premiere, but you get the idea. It's that kind of thing. So yeah, of course, it's gonna seem glaringly full of holes until you get the context. Turns out those other 25 or 24 episodes in between the season premieres kind of matter, you know? I've also likened it to watching a movie trailer. Like, that's what the movies are. It's just the trailer for Star Wars. And even that wouldn't be so bad if not for a particular thing that sets the movie casual apart from the typical casual. And I talk a lot of shit about casuals when I mean movie casuals, and I really should be consistent with my terminology. The thing that makes a movie casual so heinous is two things. I can understand, you know, not understanding that most of the canon is into the movies. I can understand that. That's fine. A lot of people don't know, some people don't care, and a couple like to live in denial. I have friends who flat out said they're not considering any Disney Star Wars canon because they erased the Legends canon, which was the old expanded universe. And you know what, I understand that mentality, and to an extent I'm okay with it. I'm not super okay with it, but it is what it is. I can butcher more out of this thing? Would you believe that in none of these games have I ever managed to metabolize meat? Apparently I cannot butcher more meat. That's just for funsies, I guess. No, wait, there's a meat. I'm gonna eat this meat. But, like I said, the twofold problem in the movie Casual is, A, they claim that the movies are all there are, when that's not the case, which, again, I can deal with that, but the problem is, they don't even get the movies right. Like, they will mention shit like it's fucking gospel, when it's flat out not true. Like, I had a guy, and I'm not even kidding about this, go off on a fucking tangent about how Obi-Wan's characterization changed so drastically between Episode 3 and Episode 4, because all of a sudden he didn't want to train Luke. And talking about, like, the Obi-Wan from Episode 3 would have trained Luke, and he wouldn't have sent him to Yoda. I'm like, first off, Obi-Wan was chomping at the bit to train Luke. He wanted to train Luke. That was his goal. That was his entire purpose for becoming a hermit, was to one day train Luke Skywalker. That was his whole reason that he fucking went to Tatooine. You know? But on top of that, he's like, oh, he wouldn't have sent him to Yoda, because he said it in a way that implied he did it to get rid of Luke. When what actually happened was he was fucking dead and couldn't train Luke anymore, so he needed Yoda to do it. And shit like, oh, well, Obi-Wan helped train Luke, or my personal favorite, the 6 months of training that happened in Return of the Jedi. You know, I'm like, okay, I could understand thinking 6 months of training might have happened before Return of the Jedi with Yoda, because that's what he was referring to, specifically Yoda training Luke for 6 months in Return of the Jedi. I'm like, A, Luke only trained with Yoda in Empire, period. He never went back until Return of the Jedi when we saw Yoda die. And B, yeah, just 6 months? No, I'm sorry. Return of the Jedi takes place over the course of like a week at most. You know, it's a very short time span for that movie. You know? So, the idea that he's fucking that they're gonna stop and let the Death Star just kind of sit around for 6 fucking months while Luke trains with a Muppet. No, I'm sorry. And that's problem number one. The fact that they get the one thing they declare as canon wrong. Which is shit in the movies. The other unforgivable sin is the fact that when they ask questions about Star Wars, they don't want answers. Like, I've had lots of casuals, not movie casuals, casuals, ask me questions about Star Wars. And I give them the answer, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I didn't know that, that's awesome, I know that now. My friend who I just recorded Overcooked with today is one of those where if he has a question, rather than sit there and get pissed about plot holes or something, he gets on the phone and texts or calls me. And he asks me because I am his pet Star Wars nerd. And everyone should have one of those. And, okay, here we go. And basically the role is whenever he doesn't know what's going on, he has me to explain it to him. You know? And it just kind of works out that way. But yeah, it's just the dishonesty of it. That pisses me off. Fucking enrages me, you know? The idea that you're going to ask questions you don't want the answer to. My manager does that shit to me. I'm sorry, my supervisor does that shit to me on a regular basis. Asks questions that he doesn't want the fucking answer to. And I don't know why a person would do that. If you're going to ask a question, do so honestly. Never ask a question you won't listen to the answer for. Because it's dishonest and it's bullshit. more territory for us. Also, I'm apparently thirsty or some shit. So let's go back to this oasis. Drink some of this yummy ass water that I know is there. Let's get up here. I'll feel safer if I'm up. I just will. You know what I mean? Okay, saber cats ain't gonna get me. And saber cats are kind of a concern of mine. You know, given their tendency to eat the shit out of me. Yeah, I run into that problem with casuals all the fucking time, where they will ask gotcha questions that they don't think have an answer, and then get mad at you when you have the answer. You know. And a lot of this shit is shit that the movies flat out solve. You know, like, why did Obi-Wan send Luke to train with Yoda? Well, if you watch the movies, you'll see that he was dead at the time and couldn't do it himself. Why don't they use the Holdo maneuver all the time? Well, if you notice, the Rebels have very small ships compared to the Empire, and if you watch Rogue One, when a ship goes to light speed and intersects a fucking Star Destroyer, it blows up. You know, that's kind of a thing. So, that shit that if they just paid attention to the movies that they claim are the only aspects of canon, you know, they wouldn't have these questions. Not to the extent that they do anymore. I'm gonna do this one. Because I think these are all landmarks, and I want to find as many of them as I can. Because they're evolution points. The more of them I locate, the better my evolution will be when the time comes. We're gonna get up in this tree. Because once the saber cat comes along, there will be no tree. I will not be able to get in the tree fast enough. I know. I've tried. Okay, little swamp. Cool. That's nifty at least. Stagnant water, snails, probably water weeds? Not seeing any saber cats, but that really doesn't mean anything. Just because I don't see him doesn't mean he's not here. Oh shit, that's a fucking gator. Okay, that's actually kind of promising, because if there's a gator there, there's probably not a saber cat around, or one of them would have eaten the other one. Try, go fuck yourself, gator. Well, crocodile, but you get the idea. The point stands. It's a big angry animal. Also gotta love the fact that I've still got my club. Okay. Shit. Oh no, that's a warthog. Never mind. I'll keep him around, because if the saber cat runs into him, they'll kill each other. Probably the saber cat will kill him. That tends to be what happens. I think the coolest thing that ever happened was one time I accidentally chased the saber cat, or maybe the saber cat chased me, near a rock python, and the python killed the cat. Because the saber cat is the one animal in this so far that scares me. And the big swamp here is mostly where he seems to prowl. And he's a tough sumbitch, too. I don't fancy my odds against him at all. good fishing here at the swamp, at least. Not much else. Oops. Can you smell him from here? Maybe. Oh wait, there's something. I think that's a pig. That's definitely the pig. But, did I get the meteorite already? I think I did. Yeah, there's one of the places I died, I think from falling. So yeah, I definitely did that. That's relatively close. Let's go over there. Let's see if I can tree hop this. I don't see my... Wait, maybe I can. Let's see. I don't see myself Spider-Maning this, but maybe. Yeah. Play some Predator. For those that don't know, in Predator hunting grounds, this is how the Predator gets around. Tree to tree shit. Not hearing anything? Doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing to hear. It just means that I don't hear it. Oh, that's why I hear bug sounds. Because bees. Nothing? No. Saber Cat scares the shit out of me, even though I've got this club. I know I'm not killing him with this club, not in one swing. And I keep getting all the various playthroughs I have in my head mixed up. So I don't know how much damage, if any, I've done to this fucker. So I might not even be in a position to defend myself if I run into him. Oh. Shit. I mean, I guess I can. It's probably a monkey. I mean, I could use more of those. That's no monkey. That's a big fucking python. Big ass fuck off python. Hello, rock python. Take one of your eggs, because fuck you. Wait. There we go. Oh. Fuck with me, big kitty? think so. Let me eat my goddamn egg. So yeah, he's definitely around here. Good news is he knows not to fuck with me, at least. I should probably head back home after I scout this area here. Oh, it's a mamba. Well, fuck you. This looks pretty lush. I don't think I've been here yet. Oh, it's a couple Pumbas. Oh, those little assholes roaming around, huh? See, after this, I'm just gonna dash back to to the tribe, who are probably missing me right about now. They all know they can't function without me. Feeling I'd be in a new area soon. That's what I thought. Oh, we're here. Not sure where here is, but we're here. Alrighty, that's pretty nifty, actually. The jungle, huh? The Cascade Oasis. Pretty nice. Now let me get back to the tribe, because I know I've gotten at least one new neuron ability, so I should make use of that. And I'm a little curious how I'm looking on the evolutionary bar. Let's just home in on that. But yeah, the reason I need the Star Wars footage is, it's one thing for me to do what I do and debunk the movie casuals the way I do, by just quoting things at them from other sources of canon that they don't even recognize, you know? It's kind of like myself being an atheist. You can quote the Bible at me all damn day. I don't believe your book, so it doesn't matter what it says, you know? You haven't proven that it's true, so I have no reason to take it as truth. Similarly, they don't trust Star Wars canon other than the movie, so it doesn't matter if I quote books of them. You know what I mean? Oh, there's the fucking python again. I'm gonna leave you alone, you leave me alone. How about that, buddy? Neither of us needs to die today. Especially not this far away from my home, with both young on my back. I'm literally carrying the tribe's entire legacy on me right now. But what's that? That's a different snake. I don't care about that snake. But meanwhile, it's also another thing to say, oh, this happened in the movie. But it's another thing to read these things, like, oh, you know, the Holdo maneuver, why don't they do this all the time? And then show the scene from Rogue One, where they just flat out smash into a Star Destroyer and get obliterated. That's a much more powerful message than anything I could say, because that's the movie. That is the concrete fucking canon that they buy into, telling them, yeah, dude, you're wrong. You know? And ditto, it's shit like, one of the things, an argument that happens that I don't happen to believe in, but there's the Rey is a Mary Sue argument. Well, I don't believe that she is. And I prove this a lot of times by pointing out that Luke is a bigger Mary Sue than Rey is. And I don't happen to believe that he is either. And if you heard me argue this, you would swear that I hate Luke Skywalker, and I really don't. I like him. He's a good character, and the character himself is a good guy. You know, Luke is the good guy. There's not really any moment where you believe that he's not. Even when he fell to the dark side, the general consensus is, yeah, he was still a good guy. He was just doing what he had to do at the time. You know? And that's one of the reasons why everyone hated that moment in The Last Jedi where he's like, oh, he almost killed Ben Solo. It wasn't even, they say it was, but it wasn't even so much like, oh, well, he redeemed his father, he couldn't redeem his nephew kind of thing. It was the idea that Luke wasn't this perfect hero that we built him up to be. You know, the idea that Luke could make a mistake that big. It just didn't sit right with a lot of people. And understandably so. You know, we don't want to believe that Luke's a fuck-up. He is. And I love the fact that he's a fuck-up. He's just this lovable little fuck-up. He tries so hard, and he constantly fucks up, but he keeps trying. You know? It's like half the charm of the character. So, yeah, we're gonna serve as the guideline for everyone to eat. I freaked out thinking that rock was a saber cat for a second there. So everybody here is probably half-starved. Because apparently they don't eat when I'm not around. To show them how. That was my primary concern. Let me take a look-see at you, just as an example. So we're gonna drink some water. Sort of an example for the entire tribe that we should drink water. But yeah, the Luke is a Mary Sue thing, one of the examples they cite is, oh, well, Luke had one bad thing happen to him, so he can't be a Mary Sue. He lost his arm. I'm like, no, he fucking didn't. Like, yeah, he got his arm cut off. I'm like, yes, and in the very next scene, he got a new arm that was the same as his old one. Because that's the thing you gotta remember, the arm he got is not just, it's not like Anakin's where it's a bionic arm that is wholly robotic. Luke's new arm has nerve endings in it. He can feel through that hand. I just want to take a look see. Hold on, I wasn't done looking at those. But yeah, how this works, because I don't think I've shown this off, is like, okay. Whenever I show off, like, all of these things, each of these is an evolutionary thing, where it adds to how much time I get, you know? And then the game, the game basically gauges, like, how quickly I discovered these things versus when science says these things were discovered, you know? Or whatever, like, oh, you metabolized eating meat or something, that shouldn't have happened for another 10 million years, so here, have 10,000 years to your thing. That kind of thing. And I'm gonna try and see if I can make a huge fucking jump. And the more shit you do, the more of a jump you get. See, that kind of adds up in a big way. I was about to say, it's weird that it didn't count me as having any food, and then I remembered that 90% of what I ate was meat, and I can't really metabolize it yet. So yeah, that kind of makes sense that I was a bit lacking in that part. But yeah, expect in the near future, matter of fact, expect probably by the time this goes up, that it's already on there, that I will have a segment called Let's Talk, where a lot of it's going to be about Star Wars, but it will be about other things as well. Where it's just, I kind of break from the typical format of my channel to discuss things that matter to me. And it's going to cover a wide range of topics that aren't my usual wheelhouse. Like, I will occasionally get political. I will get, to an extent, philosophical. I will talk about problems in fandoms in general, not even specific fandoms, but just general fandoms. And things like that. Things that I feel need to be addressed that one comment section in one video just isn't going to cover. That's another thing they keep doing. They're like, oh, well, if you watch this video, you'll totally see why Ray's and Mary Sue. I'm like, yeah, that's akin to telling me, well, if you watch this video by Ken Ham, you'll be a young Earth creationist. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how many people say the wrong thing if it's still the wrong thing. You know, if you can get 20 million Star Wars fans to all quote the same thing and it's wrong, that doesn't make it right. You know, it doesn't just become right because 20 million people believe it to be right. And that's the hardest thing for people to understand. And it kind of matters that they understand that shit because it's kind of a big deal. And they just don't. And it's a little bit fucked up. So, what I'm gonna do is... I don't know, I'm thinking about relocating the tribe somewhere. And I might do it, I don't know. Because, I mean, this place, it's nice, I like it, I know where it is. But it's a long way from where I am. So I think, if I remember, next time we might relocate. You know. It depends, and I'm going to need, for example, for people to have their stuff with them. Oh, do I have 2 bones? I have 2 bones. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this granite, I want to say? No, that's my meteorite, isn't it? No, I'm going to need some granite. I need a grinder. It's a tool I haven't made in this playthrough, and it's a tool I don't really make much, just because I don't really use it for much. It's kind of a stupid tool. It's only like 2 things you really get out of it, and the things you get out of it are pretty effective on their own. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Anyway, let me show how this thing works. I don't think I have yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, I thought I could do it to this one and I can't. So we're gonna go and do it to the thing that I can do it to. Which is these cat leaves down here. Just need 1 sample of them. This'll do. And yeah, this is like the only thing this thing even modifies, is these stupid leaves. And yeah, medicinally they're pretty good. But they're not amazing, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's I don't know if it's worth that tool to do it. It's not like the granite grinder really does anything else. It'd be cool if you could, like, sharpen spears even more with it. Like, if I could take this spear, for example, and just do one of these, which I don't think I can. Yeah, see? It doesn't do anything to me. I wish it did, but it doesn't. What are these each considered? I want to see if they're the same thing. This is hard bone. No. This is a hard bone as well. Okay, so yeah, they're both bones. And we're going to call it here, and I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.